Right, so I'm going to make this video and talk about the MITK build process. Okay, so I'll tell you how I began. So I just went to the MITK website, MITK wiki, and then I went to development, and yeah, development with MITK, right? And here it says, okay, fine, starting your MITK development. Uh, Yes, so this is all fine, and then supported platforms. All right, so it says it's a cross platform framework available for Windows, Linux, and Mac. And then they divide these platform compiler combinations into two tiers. Okay, and for me, I am using Windows 10 and MSVC 2015. So this is really not here. It is neither here or here. So ideally now, I mean, looking back, I think the best way would have been to uh, be here or as close to here as possible. So I could not have changed this, but at least I could have started with the correct compiler version. But I did not pay much attention when I first saw it, and therefore I had some problems later on. But now I think, yeah, at least I should have started with MSVC 2012 Express Update 4 and this, and then like Windows 10, which I have, and then hope for the best, right? So this is the first thing about supported platforms, and then build instructions, right? So now with MITK they have this thing called the super build process. Okay, so MITK has a lot of dependencies on ITK, VTK, and a lot of other things as well, third party libraries. So the super build process basically downloads, configures, and builds all of these automatically, except Qt because of some licensing issues. Qt is not for free while the others are. Okay, and then it says, you know what, if you don't want, so one thing you can do is you can build MITK yourself, but otherwise what you can do is yeah, using the super build process. The other thing you can do is you can create this project. Okay, and then that project, when you build that project, it internally builds MITK. Okay, so I said, okay, I would want to build a project eventually, so why not just do this? Okay, so I went there, but before that I read these prerequisites, which says you need Git. Okay, you need CMake version 3.2 or higher. Okay, and you need Qt 5.x if you plan to develop Qt based application. So there's this ambiguity here which just says 5.x, and you can choose whatever you want to, right? So I went there. Okay, I'm logged in. Downloads Qt, and the latest one is, okay, this is beta, but this is 5.6.0, so I downloaded this. But there's another page here somewhere in the MITK wiki itself which says, you know what, if you want 5.6 is not supported, so you should have something between 5.1 and 5.5, which I didn't know. So I first did 5.6, and I ran into some errors where it could not find the DLL once I started to build MITK, right, which no longer exists in 5.6. Okay, and then I also read somewhere that if you want Python, if you want to use Python along with MITK, then you better be use something from 5.1 to 5.4. Okay, also on one of these pages, but that's not mentioned here, where a person would first go to. So okay, you have to use something between 5.1 and 5.4. Okay, and this other note which says, yeah, you have to build it manually, but it's easy to build after Qt5 because the company provides online installers directly. So when I install one of these, when I download one of these are like installers, and I just double click on that and it's installed. Right. Another note that I missed out in the beginning is that you must select a Qt version which provides the right OpenGL enabled packages for your architecture and compiler. Okay, so if I tried, after this failed, and then I did this, but then this also failed because I was doing something else wrong. Actually, I think this would have worked, except for the part that it would not have allowed me to use Python afterwards. And then I said, okay, let's just go here. I think went here, and this also failed inexplicably. Anyway, and then I went here. Okay, finally. And now this is the other thing. So first, my machine is 64-bit, so I had forgotten about the OpenGL bit, so I went and downloaded this guy. Okay, and when I did this, install this, and then I started to build MITK, I ran into this error. Yes, this link error. Okay, which says module machine type 64 conflicts with target machine type x86. Okay, and this was basically because my Qt I don't know. MITK somehow wants things to be 32-bit, I think, because my machine is 64-bit, right? And Qt that I downloaded was 64-bit, but then I ran into these problems somehow. So uh, I maybe there's a way to change this in MITK where you say, okay, your target has to be yeah, something from x64 x86 to x64, but I didn't do that, and then I ran into this problem, right? Because MITK was, I think, expecting x86. So that's one of the things. And then for this yeah, let's not go into that. So so then what I did is I came back up here and downloaded this, but then again I ran into linking errors, and then I didn't know what to do until I read this guy. This says you need the OpenGL enabled, and then I finally installed this one, which was then okay. So right, Qt for Windows, MSVC 2013 32-bit OpenGL. Okay, this is the one that I have on my system right now, right? So that's the Qt part, and so then we have the prerequisites. So I can close this guy and this guy, and then what I do is I go here, right? Because I don't want to build it myself, because I want to make a project anyway. So I just go to creating new MITK project, right? And then this is some introduction, and then it says getting started. To bootstrap your project, there are two convenient options. One is you can use the MITK plugin generator, which is a command line tool which generates the code for the project, and it can be downloaded from here. The other is you can use the MITK plugin project template, which also you can download. Okay, and both have the super build mechanism where they download, configure, and build everything, MITK and whatever MITK needs. And they say the plugin generator is recommended for beginners. Um, so now I'm going to talk about, I had some problems as to which, there are different versions of MITK plugin generator and which one of these I should use, but I will talk about it in the next video because I have a 10-minute limit on the video that I can record using the software that I'm using right now. Okay.